GM Cardano, I'm Lloyd Duhon. It is the 15th of November, 2023. Here are your top stories. The Intersect Membership and Community Committee, known as the MCC, held its first public meeting today to discuss early plans for organizing the Cardano members-based organization.
The MCC so far has really been looking at some of the ways we want to structure ourselves going forward. There are questions about how best to prepare for the growth of both Intersect and then Cardano more generally, and how do we prepare to empower the various participants in this ecosystem.
That is Sheldon Hunt, setting the tone for the meeting. He said that the MCC aims to direct the community at a grassroots level. This will include oversights of grants, events, committees, and working groups as Cardano governance capabilities expand. Sheldon continues.
So far we've designed quite a bit of structures and questions about how we move forward. And for this, I've been very thankful to have an incredible brain trust of different people here at the MCC who've done a lot of work in putting together some of the different plans.
The MCC intends to hold elections in the second quarter of next year. The committee has also discussed proposals for forming new working groups. Members are figuring out processes for submitting working group proposals online. Mark Byers, one of the volunteer committee members, added this important clarification on the group's current structure.
The thing I add is that the clarity around the fact that we're in this bootstrapping phase and that we're just volunteers, and then that will lead into part of this committee creating the structure for the committee is then lead into the elections and things like that. We are just facilitators and team members, so we haven't been elected or anything. We're just here we're the committee creating the committee.
Major governance upgrades are expected next year following the mainnet integration of SIP 1694. Which will transfer node protocol governance and treasury oversight to the Cardano community. This will allow for more expansive community grants. The MCC aims to review grant proposals and work with funded groups on creating milestones to ensure accountability to the community. The managing director of Emergo Media, Sebastian Ziliakis, spoke at the Cardano Summit about the future of decentralized social media. Ziliakis said centralized platforms like Facebook and Twitter have issues with algorithmic content recommendations, censorship, lack of user control over data, and limited ability for users to profit from their content.
The focus is really about shared identities, shared achievements, accomplishments, and choices we do, and we retain ownership of that information and those connections.
He explained decentralized platforms built on blockchain technology can provide transparency, user control, content ownership, and rewards for creators. However, decentralized social media faces challenges around user experience, data storage, regulations, and user education.
If you spend so much time on producing content, building content, and you don't get any kind of reward for it, I feel that is quite unfair.
Sebastian highlighted the decentralized social network Cardano Spot created by Emergo last year. He outlined Cardano Spot's roadmap, including improved community features, content ownership, and a matchmaking service to connect experts with Cardano projects needing assistance.
Awareness is not enough to build a business. You also need to create an interest.
Sebastian said Cardano Spot aims to be the first fully decentralized social network on the Cardano blockchain and is excited for the future empowerment of users.
We are really driving in to being the first decentralized social network on Cardano itself.
Patrick Tobler of InMaker held an X Space last week where he was joined by Ryan Wiik to discuss more details of the ElPasoVerse project the two have teamed up on. Melannie, can you tell us more?
GM Lloyd. The project aims to launch a new decentralized entertainment platform built on the Cardano blockchain. ElPasoVerse plans to adapt classic Western novels into short films and NFT collectibles. The project will kick off by releasing collector's edition books by several best-selling Western authors who have sold over 500 million copies combined. Next, ElPasoVerse will produce a series of short films based on the books, shot on 35mm film. The films will initially only be available to community members who hold special NFTs before a wider theatrical release.
We're only today talking about the first 3 steps of the roadmap. We have 10 steps in this roadmap that we need to get to over the next 4 or 5 years. The culmination of all this, the last step, is going to blow people's mind.
The duo plans to tokenize part of the ElPasoVerse IP, as well as a physical Western town hotel and property in Spain owned by ElPasoVerse, allowing community members to collectively own and finance the projects. ElPasoVerse aims to revive the Western genre by giving fans more control and access. The company believes this community-focused model will disrupt the traditional Hollywood system. For GM Cardano, I'm Melannie Duhon.
Thanks, Melannie. If you have an important story that the Cardano community needs to hear, please use the GM Cardano tip line, gmctips at gmcardano.com, or send us a DM on X to our handle GM_Cardano. For links to these stories, please check our show notes. GM Cardano is your go-to resource for the latest news from the Cardano blockchain. Your support helps us grow. Please like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Today's episode was hosted by Lloyd Duhon, produced by Tyler Norman, and fact-checked by Melannie Duhon.
GM Cardano.